Jim Rohn, in my opinion, is one of the coldest to ever do it. He made a statement that is one of my personal mantras. He said, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. Ain't that cold? It's one of my personal mantras today. In essence, what he's saying is that if you want more, it's not always that you need to do more, but you need to become more, okay? You got to be able to choose who you want to be, which version of you want to be, and then do things that are in alignment with what that kind of person does, so that you will be able to have what is in alignment with the kind of things that the person that you've chosen to become will have, okay? Don't want it to sound convoluted. So I'm saying that to say that it was that statement that led me on this trek to becoming a better version of myself. And I knew that in order for me to be the version that I wanted to truly be, I needed to be healed emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and yes, even physically. So I had to do some deeper work. And this was years ago. And one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that, I had a pretty traumatic childhood. I had somebody that wounded me significantly as a child. And, I knew it was a problem when the notion, the thought that person, what if that person could change? Or what if that person has changed? And I would get triggered. Like, real talk. Hope this is a safe space because I'm going to tell you all my stuff. I was triggered at the notion of believing that person could change. Honestly, I was like, I don't believe in fantasies. What I know is real. What I believe in is real, not fantasy. And I know that pain is real. And I know that the disappointment is real. And what I will not do is put myself in a position where my heart is open and I'm expecting or I'm hoping that this person will or can possibly change. I had a female friend of mine who was like, well, can't you at least leave space to hope maybe that they can change or that they will change? No. Because hope to me felt unreliable. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Hope felt unreliable. It felt too maybe-ish, too possibly, and I can't have my whole heart open to a maybe or a possible. So no, I'm leaving my defenses up high. And defensive living is not the best form of living, not for the version of the person that I wanted to become. There is something about raising your defenses that gives us a semblance of stability. Because what happens is we want people to be one way. And if I raise my defenses, okay, I take the power of your choice or your possibly whatever, I take that choice out of your hands and I put it in mine. And what I do is I say, you are who I say you are. You are bad, and I'm going to put up the wall of defense, and that is going to keep me from even seeing you or experiencing you or having my heart open to you to even know whether or not you changed. And that gave me stability. And that's what happens when we choose to live defensively or when we put our defenses up. We're saying, I'm protecting my heart. And yeah, you might have changed. You might be a different person, but I won't even open up my soul for that to be a possibility for me to experience. I need the stability of you being the same person. So I close my heart. The Bible says, out of the heart flows the issues of life. And that flow is one way. It's one way. So if you block vulnerability, you can't expect peace and joy to flow through. If you block a willingness to forgive, a willingness to heal, you can't expect the other things to flow through as well, because your heart it flows in one way. So you can't block one emotion and expect all of the other emotions to just jump over that. No, you got to clear the blockage. So my challenge was, how do I clear this blockage? What do I need to do? Well, I needed to open my heart. And one way of opening my heart was this very profound thing that I'm about to say to you. Are you ready? My predicament was my choice. I was choosing to stay wounded. All right? Now flow with me here. Over time, new becomes old. Over time, front page headlines become stories that really nobody ever talks about. Over time, pain eventually subsides. Over time, wounds eventually heal, as long as you don't interrupt the process of healing. Like if I cut my hand, over time, it will naturally heal, naturally. But if I start, picking with it, impeding the healing process, then it takes a long time for it to fully heal. If I keep messing with it, I keep being identified by this wound, showing people, the wound. Oh man, I'm wounded. Look at it, I'm wounded. Oh man, it actually don't even look that bad. Yes, it do. Look, look at that. If I constantly impede the healing process, that's my choice. Now, I didn't choose to be in the situation. I didn't choose the trauma. I didn't choose the initial wound. But I am choosing, this is big boy talk here, I am choosing to stay in that place of being wounded. The choice is always yours. And I'm not trying to tell you, I don't know what all trauma you experienced. And I can't tell you all of the ways to overcome that trauma. But for me, I had to realize that I was making the choice to stay where I was. And yes, it was subconscious. Like no one consciously says, I'm going to stay in a place of brokenness. I'm going to stay in a place of woundedness. But what I did know, and what I do know now, is that it was in fact a choice. One of the greatest gifts that God has given us is the ability to choose. You believe that? You believe that? Because you can choose to be intentional about healing correctly, because you can heal incorrectly. Well, let's be clear. All right. So same analogy. I cut my hand. All right. And so for whatever reason, it heals, but there is some infection still up under the skin. So to everybody, it looks good, looks like I'm great, looks like I'm doing well. But underneath, there's a reason why I'm not able to thrive like I know I should thrive. There's a reason why I'm not able to connect like I know I can connect, or I should connect to my family, to my clients in business. It's because up under the surface, there's still something there that needs to be healed. I can make the choice to choose to heal correctly, because sometimes things look good on the outside, but up under it, there's an infection. So my choice is being able to go in, make an incision, be bold enough, strong enough, courageous enough to deal with the infection that is up under the skin. Be bold enough, strong enough, courageous enough to be able to re-identify my identity to everybody around me, my close friends that saw me as the whole one, as the strong one, and say, hey, deep down, there's some issues that I got, and I need the grace to be able to let it heal properly. Clean out that wound, stitch it up, and let it be healed again. That's a choice. It's a choice that you have to forgive, or it's your choice to hate them for the rest of your life. That's your choice. It's a choice where you can choose to accept responsibility for the bad choices that you made in life, or you can blame everybody for what they did, for their part. I could blame the person that hurt me, but I made the choice to accept responsibility for my life. They may have done it, but I'm choosing how I respond to it. I'm choosing how I live my life since it was done. Again, big boy talk. The choice is yours. You could choose to be the hero of your story, or you could choose to be the victim. But the choice is yours. Here's the final thing I want to share with you. Viktor Frankl is an Austrian psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor. He made a very profound statement in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, where he chronicles the terrors that he experienced in a German concentration camp, where he lost his both his parents, he lost his brother, and he even lost his wife. This is what Viktor Frankl said. Listen closely. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms. The last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. To choose one's own way. That's what Viktor Frankl said. So in closing, here's what I want to impart to you. I want to say to you, I pray that you make the decision, choose to heal. I pray that you choose to daily become the best version of yourself. And I pray that you always remember that the choice is yours. Choose well. God bless.